Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with a bang with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we made it to Legendary. We not only got to 25, we got to Legendary somehow. So before we get into the video, guys, I do appreciate those of you that have been using that code chicken in the shop. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And it's going to be crazy final 2 weeks of Warships here. So yeah, let's just get into it, and here it is. So Legendary with 6 stars. I still can't believe it. It's crazy. It was a grind. It was a grind to get there. It was up, down, and all around for sure. But we actually were able to go back in and collect in Legendary too, which was really cool. So this video I want to focus in on getting the tech right for those of you guys that are a little bit further behind. I realize I've, gone way up ahead at this point, and it's probably not as helpful. So I still want to focus the videos on helping you guys that are, where I typically am at right now during the season and rank 20, 21 or 22, try to close in for that top 500 finish. Just everything kind of clicked for me this season, and I ended up having way more tech than anybody else, so it all came together. So yeah, what do we want to focus on? Okay, so we want to get to the goal of the entire tech tree here is to get to 7 engines. We want to get to 7 ERs. We want to get to these 3 stat nodes at the very end of the tree. If we look at even right now, what's better, stuff in 6 and 5? Aside from heavy choppers, really, what you want to get is you want to get yourselves down to the extra shock launcher. We can get 2 extra shock launchers, and there is a sky shield over here, Sky Shield 3. So all of that stuff is going to be the best stuff in the season. So if you're able to get to at least half of it, then that's going to be your push point. That's going to be, what propels you forward towards the end. That's what I'm looking at doing right now, is getting into 7 and getting to some of the stuff at the end of the tech tree. Now, if you're not there quite yet, I know a lot of you are just coming into 6 engines. And the thing with 6 ERs is just going to 6 by itself is not really going to get you that far. I would recommend getting the building health, the critter launchers, and the troop damage. That's what's going to allow you to really compete. The thing is, if you go 6 with the critter launchers with no building health, you're going to lose the guys that have building health. If you go with critter launcher, troop damage, you're probably going to win 50-50 against the guys that have building health and critter launchers, but it's going to be a grind. Once you get all 3, then you'll be able to move past everybody that doesn't have that yet, and then you'll be moving forward from there. So once we split off in the 2 paths here, we've got building health and the top path leading to troop health, and then the bottom path leading to gunbutt energy. So if you've skipped a hero all season, like if you don't have Kavan, say maybe you haven't gone that heavy chopper route and you really want to rush forward to 7 ER, that's not a bad plan. And if you're doing that, if you don't have heavy choppers yet, I think I would go with Everspark, grab these extra mines, get the GBE, and then go to 7. Because at least by that point, by the time you have to backfill, you're getting good stuff. You're picking up the boom cannon and you're picking up troop health. So, and if you're going to use Everspark, then that's not a bad idea. And especially if you don't have heavy choppers, having those critters from Everspark might help out in a pinch. So that's the way I would do that for sure. We're still seeing lots of guys using mechs and bombardiers. Mechs aren't really ideal, but they do kind of work. So I don't know. They work in a pinch. Now, the big thing was yesterday we went back and we got the laser beam. And the laser was huge. But in reality, what propelled us forward was getting this troop health right here and adding this boom cannon. That was the big difference maker today. Once we did that, then everything kind of lined up. Because our attacks ended up being a little bit faster. We were able to compete with some of the other guys that had maybe all the defense but not the troop health. So then that was able to propel us forward a little bit on offense. And if you're behind that, like if you're in 5, just at that point, I would go for heavy choppers because that's going to be your better push point. So, for example, if you're in 5 ER, say you're in the middle of 5 ER somewhere, we'll say 5 because I don't think many of you will still be in 4 at this point. Your best bet at that point is going to be to go to heavy choppers. Why? Because by the time you get to DBD and 6 with the building health and the stuff that we just talked about, if you're in 5 now, it's not going to be good. Like, you're not, by that point, everybody's going to have that stuff and heavy choppers. So there's different strategies for playing for the tech tree depending on how much tech that you currently have. So, I mean, playing it safe and going defensive is a good route, but if you don't have heavy choppers that yet, then you definitely need to unlock those. And I would not get Seekers because they really weren't that good this season. Too much building health, too much defensive stuff. I totally forgot. We unlocked boom mines today. That's what did it. That's what did it. So getting the boom mines and the laser together, that was huge. And for 18 keys, I felt like it was worth the pickup because it got us to legendary, which got us an extra, 10 keys. So we almost kind of came out ahead in that kind of aspect. So this is the base. This is the base that we've been using. This is the dirtiest one. If you guys have seen, some of these other guys on the leaderboard, I played this guy once today. For the most part, if they're not 70R, everybody's running some sort of version of this base right now. It's the toughest to beat. It's everywhere, and it just takes the most time to get through, and it's very annoying, and it will cause some people to fizzle too. So you'll see, everybody there is running it. So I don't know where I'm at on the old globals. Let's take a look. We're number 40. We actually moved up a little bit. That's cool. In Canada, we're number 4, which is sweet. And first in the task force, and almost first in the friends list too. We got some heavy hitters in the friends list. Shout out to Abo, Fahad, Shagalo, Roy, and all the guys in there. So let's go over the attack next, guys. So we've gone over the tech. We've shown you the base. And let's go over the attack next. So if I can find... It was this one. This was the boss fight to get into Legendary. So we'll go over this base first, I guess. This is similar to the base I was running yesterday. So there's the spread base at 6ER, and then there's that compact one. Those are everywhere, so I'm going to go over that one too. The spread base, this is the way I like to do them. It's very, very simple. It's copy-paste. 3-5, straight from the bottom, clear up to this engine, and then flare left. Okay, that's literally it. Just clear stuff that's in the way. If you're going to lose a heavy chopper, shock the boom cannon. The biggest change I made on my attacks today was stopping to focus so much on the critter launchers. Those really weren't as big of a deal as I thought they were. If you shock them once, I was talking to Pete about this today, that's what he recommended. He was like, shock them once, and that's it. Don't shock them again. And that seemed to be pretty good advice. It definitely helped me, especially because on a lot of these bases, we're going to have the laser beam, right? And the laser beam is so deadly, especially the base I'm really struggling against is the laser beam damage amp base. That one is just, it's tough to clear. So if they have the laser, and especially if they have the laser and the damage amp, or if they have extra DBD, then that's when we want to focus on, just continually shocking the laser. So you see right there, we pick off this engine, and I'm not saying this is the absolute best way to hit it. This has just been what's been working for me. Some guys like to hit them from the right, and that works too. So once we take down this engine, I like this hit because we can skip a lot of the defenses. So we can flare them now down into that corner and then straight on the engine. We don't have to worry about anything else. I did that flare kind of poorly. You see right there how those critter launchers were on the bombardiers and we smoked them? That was huge for 2 reasons. Number one, the critter launcher critters can't eat your troops under smoke. And 2, if you notice, it actually caused them to retarget and go up for these heavies at the front, so they completely avoided the bombers. I was just trying to get them not to eat around the corner, but I noticed that they retargeted them too, which was pretty cool. So there was that one. Now let's show you guys, this guy fizzled. So we beat this base, and this is the amped up laser base. This is the hardest base that I've come across so far. Now you see on this one, we actually decided to come from the bottom. Now, the only reason I did this was because I didn't want to fizzle. I saw this base. He had everything, literally everything, even the Simo. I gotta double back and check where that Simo actually is because I don't think it's on the path I'm on. But so if they have the Simo, I think that means they have bullet. I'm not sure, which seems like a ton of tech to have all this other defense too. But anyways, so I like to come with the bottom. It's just a clean, easy spread. And you're going to get through the base, but the thing is you're going to get close to like 1 minute doing an attack like this. So we'll throw it into 2-speed here. But yeah, that was the idea. Just come from the bottom. Seemed to be a little bit easier. And you see right there, he's got his critter launcher, rocket launcher, shock launcher. Everything is kind of touching that laser, so we're able to get some really good value shocks. And we actually don't even have to worry about shocking the critter launcher versus shocking the laser because they're all together. So I just kept hammering the shocks right in that same spot. There was no need to change. The one thing you do have to worry about that Simo is it will shoot over top the heavies at Dr. Kavan if his health is lower, I believe that's how it works. So I did lose Kavan once today to a Simo that was doing just that. So just something to look out for. And you see here, the attack looks like it's going poorly, but since at this point I've only used shock bombs, I had a ton of second winds left up. So we were able to just keep generating all those heavies. It gets tricky as you come through this last little corner here. I find what's best is just to use critters, clear the mines, clear just the least amount of defenses that you need to. If you have a shock, then you can go early. Typically, I don't have a shock, enough GBE for shock at this point. But if you have enough GBE, you can flare it a little bit early. Otherwise, just hit that splash damage and then get out of there. So that's all I was doing right here. Just did not want to fizzle. I think at this point I'd seen that opponent had retreated as well, so that allowed me to really take my time here. But I think that's the best way to do it anyways. So we're able to come away with that one. I hope that gets you guys sorted. Yeah, I think we basically went over everything, all of the stuff. And I mean, if you've got this tech, then obviously this is a good base to copy, but most of you won't. So, yeah. So, yeah, I hope that helps you guys out. You guys let me know what you're struggling against, what's going on, where you're at down below in the comment section. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. We will catch the next one, guys. Chicken out. Back.